So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now this video is once again going to be talking about my Great One Moose grind, and whilst I get started by talking about what's been going on recently with this Great One grind, there are going to be a few clips in the background of some trolls, rares and diamonds that I have had recently on Medved Tiger. Now let's talk about where the grind is right now. So I ended up hitting 3,000 kills here on Medved Tiger, and still no Great One Moose. And honestly, I was starting to get a little bit sort of discouraged by the fact that nothing had shown up. I also hadn't had a single big rack diamond moose, and I was just starting to feel like things maybe weren't going the way I would really hope for them to go. So I started shooting females, I started wiping zones, trying everything I possibly could to try and liven up my grind and get things to really start going, because 3,000 kills is a lot, and it's been well over 150 hours here on Medved already of just grinding moose, hoping for this Great One to show up. So I have been trying absolutely everything possible to just try and, you know, freshen things up, try and make things move around and change a little bit. And unfortunately, even despite doing that, despite shooting males, females, wiping zones, trying everything I possibly could, taking out whole herds, I just wasn't getting anything really to happen. I was still getting a lot of small diamonds and a lot of trolls, nothing really big showing up, nothing, you know, obviously no Great One, but no big rack diamonds, nothing really changed. And I thought, okay, maybe I should try something different, because at the end of the day, 3,000 kills is quite a lot, and I'm seeing a lot of people get these Great One Moose after only a few hundred kills. And I was thinking, okay, maybe by changing things up, maybe that'll help one spawn, and that's why I changed up my tactics, went from only shooting males to shooting absolutely everything, not caring about zones, kind of like what I used to do with whitetail, and like I said, it just didn't seem to make much difference. I did have a run where I had 2 diamonds almost back to back. I had the level 5 and then the level 4 that you saw at the very start of this video. Those were at very close lakes, and that gave me a little bit of encouragement. And I thought, okay, maybe things are starting to improve a little, and maybe I'll start seeing more diamonds and less trolls, and maybe eventually the Great One will actually appear. But like I said, I ended up getting to 3,000 kills with nothing. No big rack diamonds and no Great One. And I always look when I'm grinding to see what kind of respawns I'm getting. Now, it's not dependent on whether you get big diamonds or anything, whether a Great One spawns, but I always just take seeing diamonds with the biggest possible rack if we're looking at any of the deer species. I always see that as a positive thing. So if I'm seeing, you know, 270 plus diamond whitetail, max weight diamond whitetail, max weight diamond red deer, or in this case, you know, big rack diamond moose, then I start feeling more encouraged, because it just feels like you're a little bit closer somehow. You know, if it had respawned just a tiny little bit bigger, then it would have been a Great One. And like I said, it doesn't mean anything whether you get these bigger diamonds or not. It's not dependent on getting bigger diamonds that you get a Great One in any way, shape or form. It's just mentally encouraging to see them, if that makes sense. You know, if you're looking for a Great One and you see a huge diamond, it just feels like really positive, and that's just a very useful thing, because a lot of grinding is actually like a mental thing and just keeping up with it and keeping going, and having those encouragements when it comes to seeing diamonds and decent rares and stuff, that's always the encouragement that then keeps me going. And so not seeing these things on this grind with Medved Tiger, I was starting to think, okay, maybe it's time to change things up completely. Now, you may have seen that I did a community post a couple of days ago talking about the fact that I was actually going to switch maps. And I actually have done this. Once I hit 3,000 kills on Medved, and there was still no Great One, and like I said, no big rack diamonds, I thought, okay, I'm gonna just change maps and see if I get more of a positive sort of result by going somewhere else. And like I said, I do want to reiterate it, I'm not saying you have to get big rack diamonds or any kind of diamonds to get a Great One. They will just spawn randomly. It's just a personal thing that when I'm seeing bigger diamonds, that feels like good encouragement to me, and so by not seeing them, I was feeling a little bit discouraged. So I decided what I was going to do was go to a few different maps and do 250 kills-ish on several different maps. So I'd start with New England, then move to Ravon Tule, then move to Yukon. The only map I was going to avoid was Leighton Lakes. Now, I decided that the first map I actually wanted to try out after Medved Tiger was New England Mountains. So I headed over to New England and I ended up finding a couple of nice trophies as initial spawns, including this huge level 4. I was pretty confident this guy was going to make diamond with a rack like that. Absolutely massive looking moose, just gorgeous. And the scenery here on New England Mountains is just so beautiful as well that I wanted to try and get at least a couple of screenshots of this absolutely gorgeous moose in this scenery. It's just such a gorgeous map, and that was partly one of the reasons that I wanted to go here as my second choice, because it is beautiful. And the map is absolutely full of moose, make no mistake. Like I said in a previous video, it may not be the most efficient for moose grinding just because there are moose just across the entire map. From, you know, all the way in the north to all the way in the south, all the way east to west, there are moose everywhere. So maybe not the most efficient in terms of having to cover so much ground, but there are a ton of moose, and I in my head thought, okay, that'll make up for it, and I will just spend as much time as possible going through the entire map every day, killing all my males and getting as many respawns as possible. So seeing this as a starter from, you know, initial spawns, I was really encouraged to see a nice level 4 initial spawn diamond. I also then found this little level 3 initial spawn piebald, and it's funny to me, I had a level 3 initial spawn piebald bull over on Medved as well, and I've not had a ton of rares in this grind, so nice to see another rare, even though this is an initial spawn, like I said, and not a respawn. So still nice to see, and these guys are just absolutely gorgeous anyway. But you will have seen I did get a really nice sized level 4 piebald over on Medved, so I'm not going to end up taxing this one as it is just a little bit too small to go into the trophy lodge in comparison to that nice big gold that we got. But that doesn't mean we can't appreciate just how beautiful this little guy is. So gorgeous. I absolutely love the piebalds with the new models especially. They are just so incredibly beautiful. And over on this map, they just look even better because the scenery that they're in is just stunning. Now, sticking with the theme of piebalds, another initial spawn I ended up getting was this little female piebald as well. So I ended up having a couple of rare initial spawns as well as that diamond, so that was pretty nice. And you could just see her going down there through the trees. Absolutely beautiful. And once again, just a stunning looking animal. Whether these are, you know, big, small, male or female, it doesn't matter to me. They are always gorgeous to actually see, and it's always a little moment of excitement when you see one of them just out in the environment. Such beautiful animals. Now, I ended up then finding something else. So you can see that I was just taking a level 4 bull that I actually wanted to get down for respawns, but somewhere this cropped up. Another piebald, and I had never seen her here before, so I don't know if when I had shot a couple of cows she respawned or whether she had just been hiding in the brush, but actually ended up getting another piebald cow. Now, I was actually really happy with that shot, managed to slot that in there through the stomach and the right lung as she was trotting away, and yeah, I was super happy to get another piebald. It was really encouraging to see, and I think it must have been a respawn, but I had just never seen it there, so like I said, unless it was hiding, I would imagine it was a respawn. But this is the thing about New England that has made me decide that I'm going to stay on New England for the time being, rather than switching to Yukon or Rebon or anywhere else. So as you will have seen, we had a level 5 bull moose there, and I was watching him, waiting for him to come down to somewhere where I could actually shoot him down here by the water, as I knew he wanted to come to his zone. And I look to the left, and there's a big rack level 5 moose as a respawn. After 3,000 kills on Medved, I didn't have one of these beauties show up. Here, after only maybe I think 100 or so kills at this point, I had a big rack level 5, as well as a smaller level 5, literally within a few meters of each other. You can see we have this level 5 here, and then just go over to the left, and we have this big rack, biggest rack possible, diamond moose. That is a diamond, there's no question about it. That is the biggest rack possible for a level 5 moose. And this immediately, I was like, okay, we're going to stick with this map for a little bit. Like I said, after 3,000 kills, not one of these showed up on Medved. Not one of these big rack level 5s. And like I said, to me that felt so discouraging, because when you're seeing bigger diamonds and nice rares and stuff, it is just mentally encouraging. And with grinding, as I said, a lot of it is like a mental battle of just having to keep going despite, you know, the thing that you're looking for not showing up time and time again. You just got to keep going with it, otherwise you'll never get it, basically. And having these things show up along the way, it is just such a positive and encouraging thing. And this guy ends up being pretty huge at 300.40. Anything over 300 for Diamond Moose is pretty darn big. So I was really excited to actually get this. So happy to see my first big rack diamond of the Moose grind. And it was on New England after only, like I said, about maybe 100 or so kills. I can't believe that that's how things have worked out. So many kills on Medved, didn't see one of these, only saw smaller diamonds. But not very long on New England, and then I see this. And not only was there this guy, but there was that other level 5 with him. Now, the other level 5 I was not sure would make diamond. I had hopes for it, but I thought that it probably would be a troll. But still, it was a level 5, and I was super happy to see it. And to see it so close to a big rack level 5 is always cool. I've always said seeing max levels is always encouraging, which is what I said with Medved as well. You know, seeing any level 5 is encouraging, but the bigger they are, the more encouraging it feels, if that makes sense. So, managed to get this guy down after coming back to this zone a little while later, and he does end up being a troll at 265.43. So, this guy was a lot smaller than obviously the big rack boy that we just took down. But, like I said, 2 level 5s that close together, I was really happy to see that. That's the coolest thing that had happened on my Great One grind so far, and it happened quite early on into the grind on New England. And then last night, this ended up happening. Another big rack level 5. The next level 5 that I saw after the 2 we just took down was another big rack level 5. 3,000 kills on Medved without one of these. And then like 250 kills on this map. And I have 2 of them. And this guy just looks gargantuan from this angle. Seeing that rack as he goes to bend down to drink is just huge. It's so exciting to see such a huge moose. And, you know, there's no question that is a diamond, and that's going to be a big diamond. That is a huge bull moose. And like I said, that is so encouraging for me to see after so long and so many hours to see another big rack diamond here on New England Mountains. I was just so happy. 2 in 2 days. 2 big rack diamonds in 2 days of being on this map. And to me, this feels like I should stay on this map. This is what has told me, okay, stick with this map for a bit. Don't go and change to Revon Thule or anything. Not for the meantime. If we get to 3,000 kills on New England and I still don't have a great one, then yeah, I'll probably end up switching maps again. But to get 2 big rack diamonds in 2 days, I'm going to stick with New England Mountains for a bit and see if my respawns keep being nice and big like this. Because, you know, once they are this size, I mean, look, 616.2 kg, that's a big moose. And so hopefully, you know, it doesn't have to be a lot bigger. If that respawns just over 4 kilos bigger, that would be in Great One range. So in my head, seeing these bigger diamonds, like I said, it's just so encouraging. And it feels so nice to finally see some really big diamonds showing up. And like I said, so many kills without one, and then to get 2 in 2 days, that to me is a sign that I should probably stick with this map and see if I can actually get lucky enough to get a great one on New England Mountains. I would actually really love to get a great one on New England Mountains because the map is absolutely gorgeous. And I think the pictures that I could get of a Great One moose walking around in this scenery could be really nice. So that would be really awesome. But yeah, I'm feeling super encouraged. I was feeling a little bit, like I said, discouraged by the fact that I had no really big diamonds and obviously no great one on Medved after so many kills and so many hours. But now, in just a couple of days I've been on New England, I feel so much more encouraged. I feel so much more like it could actually happen. And that's what getting these big diamonds is important for. It's important to keep you encouraged, if that makes sense. Like I said, It doesn't mean that a great one's going to spawn just because I've had 2 big rack diamonds, but it feels more possible. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to come up with any wild theories that you have to get certain diamonds or certain amounts of diamonds or anything like that. But it feels encouraging is my point. And yeah, that is really awesome to see, and I'm super, super happy to finally get a couple of really big diamonds for the trophy lodge from this grind. But that is going to be it for this video. Not a particularly long one, but I just really wanted to update you all with what is going on with my moose grind. I know there's not a whole lot of other content on the channel at the moment whilst I'm doing this, but I am just solidly grinding moose. I'm barely doing anything else. I am just solidly grinding away, hoping I can get one of these awesome great ones to show up. I'm seeing so many of them in the community and it's really awesome, and I would absolutely love to find one and be able to get some nice footage and pictures and everything to be able to show you guys here on the channel. So hopefully New England will produce one for me. Like I said, I'm feeling a whole lot more encouraged after seeing 2 really big diamonds in 2 days. So fingers crossed. But that is going to be it for this one. So thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. Also, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, because of course it is the 24th today when this will be going out. So it's Christmas Eve, and I hope you all have a really fantastic Christmas day and, you know, just a fantastic holiday in general. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video, and hopefully it won't be too long before one of these great ones shows up. So thank you so much once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.